Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. A presidential pardon so broad, it makes you wonder if Hunter Biden has a frequent flyer card for felonies. Yeah, the plot thickens. Bernie Sanders and Elon Musk actually agree on something. Spoiler alert, it's not Tesla discounts for senior citizens. Rumors swirl about nuclear weapons heading back to Ukraine, because what's diplomacy without a little, did someone say World War III energy? And finally, George Clooney's latest blockbuster isn't a movie, it's his feud with Barack Obama. Let's dive in. President Biden has signed a pardon for his son Hunter, which covers all crimes Hunter committed between January 1st, 2014 and December 1st, 2024. This pardon isn't just a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card for a decade. It's like Roomba on steroids. It's cleaning up more messes than the White House custodial staff after Joe uses the bathroom. Earlier this year, Hunter pleaded guilty to evading $1.4 million in taxes and was convicted on charges of possessing a firearm while using illegal drugs. Despite these legal battles, President Biden called the prosecution selective and politically motivated and described his son as being unfairly targeted. Yes, he was unfairly targeted by those pesky hookers and drug dealers. In a statement from the president about the pardon, he said, "From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making."
The president would not pardon or commute the sentences for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he would not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no. And I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
Biden also said in his statement, "For my entire career, I have followed a simple principle. Just tell the American people the truth."
And I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Also from Biden's statement, here's the truth. I believe in the justice system.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Did I mention that the pardon covers all offenses Hunter may have committed against the United States between January 1st, 2014 and December 1st, 2024, even those not yet charged? I mean, what happened at Thanksgiving dinner? Can you imagine that? I mean, what, after every few bites, Hunter's like, "Do you know what else I did, Dad? And I also did this." So by the time the pie came out, Joe's like, "I'll sign it, just shut it." Biden just admitted more about Hunter's activities than any congressional investigation ever could. It's basically the most comprehensive don't ask, don't tell policy in family history. Bernie Sanders backed President Trump's proposed Department of Government Efficiency, taking a look at military spending. Sanders said this on X, "Elon Musk is right. The Pentagon, with a budget of $886 billion, just failed its 7th audit in a row. It's lost track of billions. Last year, only 13 senators voted against the military-industrial complex and a defense budget full of waste and fraud. That must change." The Pentagon failing its audit for the 7th year in a row. That's not a government department, that's a money laundering masterclass. Elon Musk and Bernie Sanders agreeing on anything feels less like politics and more like a sign we should check the Mayan calendar again. Back in November, the New York Times published an article that revealed Biden might return nuclear weapons to Ukraine, saying this. Several officials even suggested that Mr. Biden could return nuclear weapons to Ukraine that were taken from it after the fall of the Soviet Union. That would be an instant and enormous deterrent, but such a step would be complicated and have serious implications. Serious implications? What? Why would giving Ukraine nukes have serious consequences? When asked about these rumors, outgoing National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said this.
That is not under consideration. No. What we are doing is surging various conventional capacities to Ukraine so that they can effectively defend themselves and take the fight to the Russians, not nuclear capability.
That is not under consideration is code for we are absolutely considering it. Returning nukes to Ukraine? Sure, why not? Biden's only got a little bit of time left to start World War III. Desperate times lead to desperate measures. Biden giving Ukraine nuclear weapons is like handing a toddler a chainsaw and saying, you know what? I think you got this. Just don't cut anything important. George Clooney is reportedly furious with Barack Obama, claiming the former president used him in a failed bid to take down Joe Biden and push Kamala Harris into the spotlight. As you may recall, Clooney wrote the famous New York Times op-ed calling for President Joe Biden to step down from his presidential election bid. Clooney also endorsed Kamala Harris in a commercial aiming to guilt-trip men into voting for her. And now George Clooney feels like the patsy set up to take out President Biden and take blame for Kamala's election loss. Some unnamed sources close to Clooney have come forward to give us some insight. Here are a few. George feels duped and vows he's not going to be anyone's political water boy anymore. If you're carrying water for Kamala, you might want to check to see if there's a hole in the bottom. George feels he stepped up and took a bullet for the team, and now everyone's complaining about the bloodbath. Well, if the shoe fits George. He thinks Obama should come forward and say that George did the right thing and it isn't his fault that it didn't work out. I don't know, George. I wouldn't push it with Barack unless you want a visit from a Predator drone. So Clooney's furious with Obama for disappearing after the Kamala disaster. I guess when Obama said, yes, we can, he meant, yes, we can leave Clooney holding the bag. I guess Obama figured, if he can survive a movie like Batman and Robin, he can survive political failure. Thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.